Yo, it's Brian here. Today, talking about the San Francisco 49ers. In this one, talking about our current defensive coordinator, Robert Saleh, which that probably won't be his title anymore. He'll probably be a head coach really soon. Don't know who, don't know when, but he probably will be a head coach. And just want to talk about some places that I thought would be a great place for him to be a head coach for his first opportunity. There's a lot of openings out there right now as of this video. Let's just look at some options for him. Also, looking at the defensive coordinator position for us after Robert Saleh probably going to be leaving the 49ers. We got to look at some potential candidates that I believe could be great for the 49ers. Hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. Nothing too crazy for me. Going to be sticking to an audio only for this video in particular for whatever reason. I don't know. My camera, I have a Logitech C920. It just acts a little bit weird because I don't know if you guys have been watching my videos for a while, but it always colors in, colors out for whatever reason. Got to get probably a new webcam or a new camera in particular for right now. I'm going to be waiting on that investment later on. But anyways, let's get this video started. But before I do, as always, please like and subscribe. That's going to definitely help me out a lot. Click that bell notification to get notified of future videos. Share the channel, share the content with fellow Niner faithfuls. Got a new article out on my website if you guys want to check it out. Link in the card section, link in the description below. Hope you guys do check it out. Really quick 1 to 2 minute read, and that'll be much supportive, and just want to expand my horizons as much on the internet, not just on YouTube, but also my own website. Let's get this started. Robert Saleh, defensive coordinator for the 49ers, and if he leaves to become a head coach, potential replacements for him as our defensive coordinator. Okay, Robert Saleh, defensive coordinator for the 49ers for probably the next week or two, and then he'll be out there being a head coach, leading a team, hopefully to a championship. Wouldn't that be cool, right? I wish it was with us, but hey, you got to spread your wings a little bit and become the big head coach of an NFL team, and that's what he wants to do for his whole coaching career. His career with the 49ers, did a great job with us. I think you all know his history with us since he'd been with Kyle Shanahan in 2017. Every year from 2017 to 2019, it was getting a little bit better. We were struggling on some parts of the defense, but for the most part, a lot of it was due to not having the best talent, having players that were getting into off-the-field troubles, and just anything like that. We had a little bit of struggles early on as him as the defensive coordinator. A lot of people, including myself, were saying that he should go after a year or two. The defense was really bad, but management, Kyle Shanahan, was very patient with him. And in 2019, we all got rewarded. Well, I don't know how we got rewarded, but he rewarded the team with one of the best defenses in the NFL in 2019. Where you look at it, was like probably top 5, maybe number 1 in some people's eyes, not just based on statistics, but just on the eyeball test, where Nick Bosa, D Ford, when he was healthy, Richard Sherman, all those guys, they were just tearing it up in terms of the defense. Fred Warner leading the middle linebacking core. They did an awesome job for the whole entire campaign. Even in the Super Bowl, the last 5 minutes, they kind of struggled just because they thought they won the Super Bowl. In my opinion, they won't tell you that, but I feel like they did get a little bit too carried away near the end of the game. But if you minus that, they had a great performance all year long, and they did have some injuries along the way. And the second half of the season, they did struggle in the regular season, but for the most part, when healthy, it was just an absolute dominant defense and couldn't go wrong with it. He deserved a lot of credit, and he was in line of some head coaching opportunities. He was about to get the Cleveland Browns job, but they ended up giving it to Kevin Stefanski, the offensive coordinator for the Vikings, and so far they're having a great campaign. 11-5, made the playoffs for the first time since 2002. That's a great campaign for them. But Saleh, I think he's going to have a great turnaround for whatever team he goes to. I want to talk about the 2020 campaign season where he was really tested as a defensive coordinator. A lot of guys getting in and out. You had Solomon Thomas, Nick Bosa out for the rest of the year. You also had D4 who only played 1 week, and so that essentially was his whole defensive line being gone for the rest of the year. You had some injuries on and off, like Richard Sherman. He only played week 1, and they came back for the Rams game for the second meeting, and then other than that, other players were in and out of the lineup as well. Even all that adversity, he was able to get this team to a top 5, a little bit outside of the top 5 defense in terms of yards allowed. He did a great job with it, and they had some awesome performances as a defense, dominant performances, both games against the Rams. The Washington game, those games were big highlights for his defense. Also, the Patriots game against Cam Newton, that was a big highlight, although the Patriots were kind of in a beat-up shape, but still, to beat Bill Belichick, very impressive right there. So just having that opportunity, having that great, adversity there for you, and to be able to knock it out of the park, this is why he is going to be a head coaching This is why he's going to be a head coach in 2021. Just his ability to get a defense going, to be excited, to be on fire. I mean, if you see him on the field after a turnover or a defensive touchdown, he gets really crazy. He gets really excited. And then I think that's a really good thing for coaches to do. You know, it's great to be Bill Belichick, just like you've been there, you've done that. But I mean, to have a coach that's exciting to be a rah-rah guy, I think that's a good thing. I don't know if it's going to be great in the long term, but Pete Carroll has proven that if you're a rah-rah guy, you can succeed in the NFL as a head coach. And Saleh, I think he's going to be a great coach to wherever he goes. He looks like a great leader from all accounts. And you look at the defenses, they've been dominated even with injuries, and they've done a great job with the 49ers his past couple years with us as a defensive coordinator. So after looking at his whole career so far in San Francisco, I want to talk about some places that are very good for him, not just in terms of the defense, turning around the defense, but you got to look at the stuff outside of the defense. You got to look at the offense, salary cap situation, draft picks, all that cool stuff right there. And there's a lot of top candidates, there are a lot of great places that he could go to be a great head coach. I don't know where, but I'd say a great place to go. This is not really on the big rumor list. It's not really on anybody's radar, but I'd say the Chargers. I thought the Chargers would be a great opportunity for him. I mean, you have a great young quarterback in Justin Herbert. You have some weapons on offense like Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. Defensively, you have a really good, solid pieces on defense. They just got to show it up a little bit. You have Joey Bosa, Nick's brother. He's done a great job in the NFL. He's proven me wrong. I thought he was going to be a bust, but he has just done a great job for the Chargers. Pro Bowl, all-pro guy. Also, Derwin James, he should be coming back healthy for this upcoming campaign. He is a dominant safety when he can play. So, I mean, really right there, you look at the roster alone, and for the next couple of years, that would be a great team to go to. But I'd say the only con is that you got to pay Patrick Mahomes twice a year if you're willing to do that. But other than that, the Chargers, that would be a very good opportunity for him. But it is the Chargers. They don't really have any fans. So, coach, if you're looking for awesome fans like Niner faithful, you're probably not going to find it in Los Angeles because, Los Angeles doesn't really have true fans. And that's just the big truth of it right there. I mean, you look at the Chargers games, even before this whole pandemic, they were not having a lot of fans, especially that little stadium that they were playing. What was it? Sports Dignity Park in Carson, California. I mean, the 49ers played there a couple years ago, and we were a bad team, and yet we were filled the whole stadium up with all 49er red, and that's just how bad of a fan base the Chargers are. They just don't have anybody, to be honest with you. But, moving to LA is not really the best choice for them. Another opportunity that I would look forward to, and this is probably the big rumor team that he will probably go to, is the New York Jets. I'd say that's a pretty good opportunity for him. I mean, you have look like a defense that you can turn around a little bit. They do have some great talent there somewhat. The offense needs a lot of work. Sam Darnold needs a lot more development. If you're looking for that, they have some great draft picks coming up where they have the number 2 overall pick. So, you can use that to shore up the defense or give Sam Darnold some more weapons. Also, I think they have a lot of salary cap money. They have the number 2 behind the Jaguars in terms of salary cap, so that wouldn't be bad at all. Also, you're going to the Big Apple, New York, big market team, and this is stuff that a lot of people do talk about, and it's kind of important because, sometimes there's a lot of pressure from fans, stuff like that, to succeed in a big market team, and you get a lot more notoriety being a successful coach with the Jets than like the Jaguars or something like that. The Big Apple, that wouldn't be a bad team to go to, but that is the big rumor team that he might be going to as of this video, and there's a lot of things flaring up for him in the New York Jets in terms of going to that team. Another good team, another possibility is the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think he coached there a while back before his time in Seattle, so he does have a little bit of history there. That would be a bad team as well. They do have the number 1 overall pick in the 2021 draft. They have a ton of salary cap money, as I just mentioned, the most cap in the NFL right now. So if you're looking for long term, that could be a very good team right there. They are struggling everywhere, every position possible. I mean, they don't really have anything going on for them. Really, I mean, the quarterback position that's in shambles. They're probably going to get Trevor Lawrence for that. Offense, defense is not really good. They came off a 1-15 season, so if you're looking to turn their team around, then this is the team to turn around. And Saleh, he inherited a terrible defense by Jim O'Neill, of all people, from 2017, and he turned the defense around in about 2 or 3 years. So it takes a little bit of patience, but if you are very patient and you can deal with some losing seasons and be a number 1 defense within 2 or 3 years, then Saleh's definitely the guy, because he did that in San Francisco. Big opportunity, but at the same time, this is going to be a big project if you're head coach Robert Saleh. Some other choices, really, I mean, Detroit, his hometown team, but I don't really see him going to Detroit. Looks like all rumors, all accounts that he will not be going there. And I'm surprised that Detroit, I don't know if they're being aggressive or what, but, that's not really anything I'm hearing from all leak sources online. I don't really hear him going to Detroit. The Atlanta Falcons, I probably wouldn't take that job. I think that's a terrible job, to be honest with you, because although you have Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, a great offense to go to, it's just they don't really have any cap money or anything like that. They're going to be struggling, I think, in the long term, and they got to find a replacement for Matt Ryan because he's not getting any younger. So, I mean, that's not really an opportunity I would really go after. And plus, you have to play the Saints, even without Drew Brees. You have to play the Panthers, who are emerging as a great team, and you have to play Tom Brady for another year or two. So that could be a very tough division if you're going to the Atlanta Falcons. But I don't think Robert will be going to the Falcons in terms of the head coaching opportunity. The last one I could talk about off the top of my head is the Houston Texans. I definitely would not be going to there. I think that's the worst front office management that you can look forward to in the NFL right now. I mean, Deshaun Watson looks like he wants to get out of Houston, maybe come to us. That'd be cool right there, but he looks like he's not very happy with management. They're just a big mess right now. They don't have any draft capital. They gave up a lot of draft picks to get Laramie Tunsil, which he's been kind of okay, but at the same time, was it worth 2 first-round picks? And they originally had the 3rd overall pick, but it's going to the Miami Dolphins, so they don't have any draft capital, so that's not even a possibility at all. I'd say at all coaching positions, that's probably the worst one to go to, and plus ownership management's not really kind to people. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. But really, for me, if you're looking at it, and one more, the Philadelphia Eagles, that is another opportunity because Doug Peterson just got fired a day or two ago, and Saleh is looking up to shore up the defense because they're a terrible defense, then that'd be good right there. Also, the offense, they need a lot of work. I mean, they have some nice talent, but the Carson Wentz, Jalen Hurts thing, they need to work on the quarterback situation. But, the Eagles, they could use some excitement. They could use some energy, and Robert would definitely give you that. I don't know if Dougie P was the guy to give you all that energy to make you excited to play football, but definitely Saleh. If any of these teams are getting a great head coach, a guy that can get a team fired up, this is the guy right here. You want to go to war with someone, you want to go to football, whatever you want to call it, then you better go to Saleh as your head coach. The Jets, they could definitely use someone like him because they had some pretty boring coaches for a while now. I mean, Adam Gase was that really a great option for them. They had Todd Bowles, which he was not too bad, but I don't think he was as exciting as playing for Robert, in my opinion. I think the Jets is probably going to be the team that he goes to from all accounts, from all final rumors, but if not, I would definitely take into consideration the Chargers if he really wants to go to the Chargers, but you do have to pay Patrick Mahomes twice a year. So Robert, if he's going to be leaving San Francisco, he probably will be. I want to thank him for everything that he's done for us and with the 49ers in terms of turning the defense around, and whoever is going to be our defensive coordinator, he will have a great opportunity to inherit a really good team. And look at the defensive coordinator for the 49ers. Speaking of that, we can look at replacements for him as the guy to take over our defense. You have some in-house hires. Chris Kureg, the defensive line coach, I don't think he's interested in being defensive coordinator, so he'll probably stick to being our defensive line coach, which is nothing wrong with that at all. D'Amico Ryan, he's probably going to be the rumor guy to take over our defense, inside linebackers coach or linebackers coach. And you look at his history so far with the 49ers, he's done a really good job with the linebackers. Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Quan Alexander, they have blossomed into great linebackers under their system, under the 4-3 cover 3 scheme, whatever you guys want to call it, with Robert. They've done a great job, and I think D'Amico's been a big reason why Fred Warner is a first-team All-Pro in 2020, and his development from being drafted in 2018 all the way until now. If he's the defensive coordinator, I would not be surprised at all. And plus, I think with all the guys being gone right now, Dan Quinn's going to the Dallas Cowboys, Gus Bradley's going to the Las Vegas Raiders. There's really no other big option for the 49ers to go to in terms of a defensive coordinator from the outside. You could look at Chris Richard. He did take a year off from the NFL because a lot of people were just offering him defensive backs positions coach, but he wanted to be at least a defensive coordinator, I would say, even a head coach, but I don't think they're going to be giving him the defensive coordinator job. I think they'll be giving it to D'Amico Ryan. I really think he is the best candidate right now. If you want to keep the system the same, if you want to make some tweaks, make some improvements, then you go to him. And plus, Ryan, from all accounts, he has done a great job motivating these linebackers, motivating the defense as much as he can. He's soaking in as much as he can from Robert and Kyle in terms of coaching, because he used to be a former player. He was an all-pro Pro Bowl guy for the Houston Texans. He had some great years in Philadelphia. So, this is the guy to go to if you're the 49ers, if you want to really keep the defense essentially the same and be a dominant defense, if you can just shore up the secondary, linebackers, defensive line healthy as much as you can. So, yep, that's pretty much it, you guys. I would say Robert is going to do great as an NFL head coach. I'm rooting for him for wherever he goes. If he goes to New York or Detroit, definitely be rooting for him. And whoever's our next defensive coordinator, I think he's going to be inheriting a very good defense. Just got to shore up some things, definitely, especially on the secondary. That's it, guys. Please let me know what you guys think about the 49ers defensive positions, Robert Saleh, anything like that. Please let me know in the comments below. If you guys like this, please like and subscribe. That's going to help me out a lot. I'll be catching you guys up probably tomorrow on a Thursday, if not a Friday. Been having some articles, some videos in and out of the weekend. Hope you guys do stay tuned as much as you can. Bye, guys. Love y'all. You'll have a great rest of your night. Go Niners all day.